So, guys, good evening, everyone, and here is the last class which we discussed about. Okay, so in last class we discussed about design, what exactly is the designing and why it is required. That's, we discussed about the process flow, the flow, process flow, design, how exactly it happens in different companies.
Sir,
Yeah. Hello.
sir, we can't hear you, sir. Your voice is breaking in between, sir.
Maybe network problem. Yeah, if it is breaking, that's surely network problem.
Your voice is very low, sir. It's very low.
So I'll try without this headphones. Let me know if I'm not able. I'll just remove my headphones. Hello, is that okay now? My voice is clear?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Oh, good. Then without headphones, we can do then. Okay, I'm just removing my headphones. Give me 2 minutes. Okay, guys. So if this is clear, then I'll continue with this. Okay, without headphones. Okay, let me show you. In last class, what we discussed is about the designing. What exactly is the designing, and what is the process we follow to complete a design. Okay, so if there is any issue in voice, please let me know. Okay, in between you can stop me. Okay, and okay, so coming to a next slide, why designing is required. We have discussed about so many points why designing is required because of the customers increasing expectations and awareness on safety issues and all. So customer is expecting a really sophisticated design because of his safety, and also he's expecting, for example, rich customers, they are expecting more and more features in the luxurious features in the cars also. Okay, that's another reason. And compact cars are expecting nowadays because of the parking problems and other issues. Okay, and also they are expecting a good mileage of the cars. Okay, so that's also one reason why designing is required. Okay, so that's what we discussed, and we just gone through. We have gone through all these features and how um, the features, how we have to package in the car. Okay, that we are not going to design the features. All these features are like bought out parts, but only thing is we need to consider these parts, and we have to design them properly so that um, we can arrange or package the things in the car properly. Okay, and also we discussed about the companies which are available in the industry. Okay, what all companies are available and what kind of companies are available, like OEMs. What is OEM? Like original equipment manufacturer, and what is service based industries, and what is a tier one company. Okay, how many tier one companies are there? So we discussed about all these things. And so, for any questions from last class? I don't think there will be any questions because I already asked in last class also. In between, if you have gone through some material or in the internet, any other information, you also can share. Okay, so that because day by day the technology is changing, so we need to update day by day. We need to search for the technology details in the websites. There are many good websites which provides us the latest technology. Okay, so if you have came across any such technology or development, you are free to share with us. Okay. Okay. So this is about last class, and now I'm going to share my today's PPT. Okay. So today we are going to start with automotive seating systems, terminology and all. Okay. Let's have a look what exactly what kind of terminology is used in the industry. Okay, this is very important to understand and to remember also. And these are the questions you can face in interview also. Okay, so please make a note of this also if you want to remember these things. It's better to note down, make a note of the things, and also the recorded thing also will be available with you, but it's always good to make a note of the things. Okay. Okay, so let's, what is a seating system? So how you can define it, it's I think nightingale is disturbing us, huh? So are you enjoying it or disturbing? I don't know, it's increasing its voice. Okay, it's nature, we cannot do anything. So we close the door. If it is disturbing, then I can close the door. Is it disturbing you?
No,
Yes,
sir, it
sir.
is fine.
Yeah, I'll just close the door. Just close and come. Just a moment. Yes. Okay, guys. I wanted to have fresh air. That's why I just kept the door open, but it's disturbing a lot. Okay, so seating, what is seating system? Okay, so as per our last class, what we realized, or what we came to know, that a seat contains all these features. A seat is something which is positioning occupant. Okay, occupant will be positioned in the car. Okay, and it is going to support you. You can see the points here, and safety. It provides the safety because it has safety features. Okay, in last class we also discussed about head restraint. So many people think that head restraint is only meant for resting our head, right? But that's not correct information. Headrest is a safety feature which protects your head in case of accident. Okay, and we saw video also how it protects, and how it should be adjusted when we sit in a car. So it should be exactly up to your head. Okay, so you need to adjust it so that comfortably it can support your head even during an accident. Okay, so that's one of the features which is very important for protecting protecting the occupant. Okay, and it positions. And what is a seating system then? Okay, a seating system is a seat with mechanical systems connected. So all these mechanical systems, these are nothing but mechanical systems. When you say a seat contains a structure inside it. Okay, a structure, and then it has a foam on that, and which will protect you when you sit on the seat. It will protect you from uh, that structure, metal structure, which can harm you again. Okay, so you cannot sit directly on the metal structure, so there is a foam which protects you. And then you have a seat belt which can protect you during uh, accident. Okay, during accident by arresting your motion. Okay, during accident, I'll show you a video also in which you can see how it arrests and how it protects a passenger who sits in it. Okay, and so with different continuous structures like recliner, okay, track, etc., with different safety accessories like headrest restraint, etc., for the purpose of positioning, support, safety, and comfort. When you say comfort, definitely the foam will give you comfort. When safety is headrest strength will give you safety, and the seat belt will give you safety, and as well as uh, the other features which are like we have few more features which are sensors. Okay, sensors also will be there which will protect you from the accident. Okay. Okay, so
So what means track?
yeah, we'll come to know. Okay, track is you can see here. You can see this seat is mounted on the track. Okay, this the bottom one is track, so you can adjust your seat. Either you can pull it forward or backward. Okay, it moves on a track. Some seats are fixed, but for example, driver seat. If you see driver seat, driver has to access all the controls. Like he has to access the steering, and he has to access the brake, okay, brake, accelerator, and everything. And also he has to he should be able to control all the different controls. We have different controls in the car, so he should be able to reach all those features. Okay, so in that case, and all the people whoever is the person driver, whoever is driving the car is they are not of same size. Okay, all will be of different size. So what if a person is not reachable, if a person sits in the seat, then he may not be able to access this steering. So what he has to do, he has to increase the height of the seat. So the height adjuster will be there, then he has to adjust the height. Okay, and maybe he cannot access the brake or the accelerator. Okay, so to access that, he has to move the seat a little bit forward. So to do that, he has to unlock it and pull the seat a little bit forward, and then he can access it. Okay, so that's the purpose of the seat, the track and height adjuster. We have so many things like recliner also. The back, this is known as back, and this back will allow you some, for some seats, not all seats, but for driver it is must. It is all the features must be available for driver. So the recliner is going to recline and comfortably. The driver has to set it at a comfortable angle. So whichever is comfortable for him to access all this, he has to adjust the height and also the track. Okay, track length, how much he wants to adjust it, and he should be able to access all the controls. That's the reason, and that's the purpose of these features. Okay, and okay, now coming to, so recliner, track. Okay, recliner, you understood recliner, right? Recliner is nothing but a mechanism which allows the back to recline. So this is the back. Okay, I'll show you in video also. A video is there which will show you all the features, about all the features. Okay, and track, this one is the track. Okay, and with the different safety accessories, we already discussed about safety accessories. Okay, at restraint and other features like at restraint, belt, safety belt. Okay, okay. Going forward, I'll explain you all other features also. I'll show you and I'll explain. Okay. Okay, now coming to the terminology used in the seat designing of seating systems. Okay, So these are very important terminologies, and you need to remember these terminologies. Okay, in interviews they will ask you questions on these points. Okay, excuse me. Okay, so what is E point? E points are 2 points that represent the left and right eye of the driver. Okay, E point. So when you sit in a car, so this is input from OEM. When I say OEM, it can be Tata Motors, it can be Ford, or any. That's the original equipment manufacturer. He says, I want these are my E points. Okay, E points, and you need to design the a seat based on this. Okay, so what are the inputs from OEM, original equipment manufacturer? I will let you know. Okay, first let us go through these things. E points, that is I points, nothing but I points. So I point is E points are spaced 65 apart to fit 95 percentile mannequin. Okay, the E point is nothing but I points. Okay, just remember that. And then they are spaced 65 apart. Okay, and to fit a 95 percentile mannequin. What is a 95 percentile mannequin, and why it should be considered? Okay, so this actually this PPT I prepared when I was working on European project. Okay, so Europeans are, when you compare with the Indians, Europeans are big in size. Okay, their height is more, their weight is more. Okay, so when while designing a seat or a car, so the what exactly are they doing? So they have to consider a common man, or they have to design a seat so that a person with 100 kgs or 70 kgs can fit in the seat, and also so 110 kgs, because of their height and weight, their the even height is more, maybe more than 6 feet. Okay, even that person should be able to sit in that, able to sit in that. So that's the reason they 95 percentile, how it is considered. So when you make 100 people stand in a line, okay, they made 100 persons to stand in a line. Okay, and the smallest person to the highest person available heights. Okay, and they selected the 95th person, and they designed their cars for that person, so that the other people can be accommodated. The design can accommodate the other people also. The how we can accommodate the other people, by adjusting the height, by adjusting the track adjustments. Okay, and recliner. So these are the mechanisms which will help us to adjust, and even the lowest person, the person with very low weight or height, can also access all these controls. Okay, so this is very important point. So please remember this. If you have any questions, please ask me. Okay, so hope you understood. So 95th person they considered. So they considered 100 people. Okay, so the first person is the very shortest person in Europe. Okay, shortest and thinnest person, we can say. Okay, and then the 100 people, the 100 person is the most highest, or the tallest, or the person with more height and weight. Okay, so that person, and they have considered the 95th person, so that they can, with the other what we can say, the other technologies, like using other features, we can adjust, and we can make them adjustable for the other heights also. Is that clear? Yeah. Okay. So again, so those are the E points which are very important, and these E points are defined from H point. What exactly is a H point? We will come to now. Okay. P point represents the neck pivot point located 98 mm rearward of the midpoint between two E points. Okay. You can see here E points. Okay. These are the I points. Okay. Midi-centroid. Okay. And P point, which is neck pivot point, represent the neck pivot point located 98 mm rearward of the midpoint between two E points. So, is that clear? This P point, okay? This is nothing but neck pivot point. They considered the neck pivot point, this point, 98 mm rearward, okay, between the two E points. We are clear about E point, and now P point is nothing but the pivot point, neck pivot point. And we have four variations of P point. What are those four variations and why? Let us see in the next slide. Okay. So let me full screen, make it full screen. Okay. To this point, okay. P1 and P2 are used to measure the driver's binocular obstruction caused by the nearest and farthest A pillar. Okay. Okay. When driver sits here, so what is the A pillar, B pillar, and C pillar? Please have a look at this figure. So this is the A pillar, this is the B pillar, okay, and this is known as C pillar. So when driver sits here, this is the location of driver, okay. Then P1 and P2 are used to measure the driver's binocular obstruction caused by the nearest and farthest pillar. So how much a driver can see when driver sits there? So how much left side driver can see and how much right side driver can see, and at what point this pillar is obstructing? Okay, so at what point, those points are known as P1 and P2. Okay, you can see it here. So P point, so here P1, when you say P1, so right side, if driver is sitting on the right side of the car, then how much right side driver can see? Okay, that is the B pillar, A pillar, right side and left side, and from left side A pillar to right side A pillar, how much he can see? Those are the points P1 and P2. Okay, and with his both eyes. Okay, and P3 and P4 are used to measure vision through rear view mirror on the driver's inboard and outboard side. Okay, give me 2 minutes, please. Hope you understood this point. Okay, P3 and P4 are used to measure vision through rear view mirror. We have rear view mirror inside the car. Okay, inside the car we have at the middle of the car we have one rear view mirror, and you have another rear view mirror on the right side of the car, and then we have another one which is placed on the left side of the car, outside the car. Okay, so these are used to measure vision through rear view mirror on the drivers. The outside mirrors are considered for this vision. Okay, so the P3 and P4, these are the mirrors, these are the points they have considered as P3 and P4 to make sure and to see how much driver can see. Okay, so is that clear? P1 and P2, P3 and P4. Okay, so for drivers, it is very important to access the controls. Okay, controls like steering and other controls like brakes and horns or whatever it may be. And it is also very important for driver to have a very good vision to drive, to have a safe driving. So that's the reason before they design anything, design a car or design um, a seat, they are going to consider the height of the seat in design position. Okay, there will be different positions because you can adjust the seat. Okay, and what is the design position? They are going to give us a reference coordinates. Okay, the OEM is going to give us reference coordinates saying that this is the design position of the seat. So the recliner, the reclining of the seat is so and so, okay, around 23 degrees or 20 degrees, 20 to 23 degrees. The reclining, the angle of the back, okay, back is nothing but this. This is known as back, okay, and this portion is known as cushion, okay. This portion is known as cushion. This is back, okay. So back can be reclined. So it can be at 20 degrees or 22 degrees. When you say 20 degrees with the vertical, okay, I'll show you in next picture. So what exactly is the angle between those things, okay? So let me show you. Okay, I'm moving to next slide, okay? So is that okay? Is this clear? What is P1 and P2, P3 and P4? Okay, hope these are clear for you. And what is E point? Okay, very important points these are. Okay, you need to remember this. These are interview questions. Okay, and what is A pillar? What is B pillar? What is C pillar in car? Okay, when we say A pillar, that's the front one. The middle one is B pillar, and this is C pillar. Okay, the back one. Just give me one moment. Yeah. Okay, guys. Okay, after this, let's move on to next slide. Okay, so what is outboard, inboard? That we need to understand. Okay, so what kind of cars we have? We have different uh, cars like left-hand drive cars and right-hand drive cars. Okay, so India, it is right-hand drive. Okay, always our steering is located on the right side of the car, so driver sits on the right side of the car. So all the features are required for driver seat. For example, the height adjuster and the reclining of the back, and as well as the track movement. Okay, so track is required for driver seat because he has to access all the he should be able to access all the controls. So that's the reason they provide all the features to the driver seat. But in if it is a luxury car, so you can also have, like, we have variants of cars, right? A basic variant, and we have a next second level variant and luxurious car. Okay, so in those cars, in high end cars, you can expect all the, maybe for the four variants, sometime four seats, they are going to provide something, some mechanisms. Okay, for the co-driver also, you can see the not height adjuster, but the track you can see for the co-driver for this seat. Okay, if you look at this image, okay, the steering is located on the left side of the car. So this is a left hand drive car. So when you are working on projects like left hand drive car project, then you need to consider this a major change. Okay, so the driver's seat is located on the left side, not the right side. So all the features should be designed for the driver's seat, which is located on the left hand side. If it is a right hand drive car, then you have to do it for the right hand side seat. Okay. Okay. Now coming to the terminology, like what is IB and OB. This is very very important terminology. Okay. When you say OB, it is outboard. Okay. Outboard is nothing but the outside of the seat is known as outboard. You can see for this driver seat, outboard is the left side extreme. Okay, and this is inboard. Okay, this side is inboard, and for this one, for the co-driver seat, outboard is this one and inboard is this one. Okay, this side. Okay, is that okay? Is that clear? Okay, let's move on to the next slide. Okay, let's please have a look at this. This is a schematic side view of a seat. Okay, so here you can see what is a E point or icentroid. Okay, so what we saw in that E point, this is the E point, this is the P point. Okay, 98 mm behind the E point. Okay, and R point. So we discussed about this E point and P point. So what is R point? Seat reference point. And this seat reference point is nothing but, so when we are designing a car, okay, or when we are designing a part or any part in the car, so we need to have coordinates to locate that part. Okay, so when you are even when you start a project or whatever very simplest project it can be, so there will be some parts and sub-assemblies and assemblies, and finally you start with the parts, you start designing the parts, and then you assemble them and make a sub-assemblies, and then these sub-assemblies will be made a big assembly. So how you are going to uh, how can you say that this part is assembling on the right side of the main part, main base part, or the right side of the part, or behind the part, or we cannot say that. Okay, we cannot locate it. So what exactly is the system to locate those parts? So coordinate system. Okay, so we have to give coordinates to each and every part you are designing. Okay, for example, if you are designing a part, then what are the coordinates of the part? Okay, you need to already define it in Catia. You can define it, and when you call it in an assembly, it exactly comes and sits at the position. Okay, so that's the advantage of defining coordinates. So these are nothing but the coordinates given by the Tata Motors or the Ford or Mercedes-Benz. Okay, so if you are working for Tata Motors will say, so hey, these are my coordinates where my seat should sit. Okay, so that is the R point, nothing but reference point. So this is our reference point. Okay, And then we, with this point, we are going to define all other points like E point, P point, knee point. Okay, you can see here knee point. Okay, knee point and thigh angle. Okay, this is the thigh angle. Okay, from reference point, if you take a vertical and a horizontal, so from this horizontal, when you take an angle, this angle is it varies from design to design. It varies. It depends on the type of car and what kind of person is sitting in that. Is that a 50 percentile person or a 95 percentile person is sitting? So depending on that, the OEM is going to define the design position of the design seat back angle. Okay, so this is back. Okay, this is back, and this is known as seat back angle. So with this vertical, when you take whatever the angle it is, it varies from 90 degrees. Sometimes they say 90 degrees, or sometimes they say it is 20 degrees or 23 degrees. Okay, from 17 to 23, you can expect any angle. Okay, here. So this is the seat back angle. Okay, and then this is the torso line. What is torso line? This is nothing but, this is thigh. If a mannequin is made to sit here, this is the thigh of the mannequin. Okay, and this is the back of the mannequin. Back of the mannequin. This is the side view. Okay, and this is the line which represents the back of the mannequin. And this is the angle, design seat back angle. So at this angle, it should be designed. The seat should be designed. Okay, and knee point is very important to access the brakes and the accelerator. Okay, thigh angle is also very important. We need to maintain those knee points and thigh angle and heel point. Of course, this is also very important because this is the one which will be in contact with the brake or accelerator. Okay, so while designing, we have to match these coordinates, exact coordinates. Okay, so this is the input given by OEM, and we are going to define the remaining points. Okay, sometimes they give all these points, or sometimes they ask us to define these points from because we have standards. Okay, they provide a standard saying that these are our standards and this is our reference point. Okay, based on this, you define these points and you start designing it. Okay, so these are the very important input from the OEM. So any question in this place? How many? 12 participants. Okay.
Sir,
Yeah, yes, please.
so how heel point is related to our design of the seats?
Sorry,
How heel point is related to the design of our seat?
heel point, right?
Heel point, yeah.
Okay, yeah. So when you are designing, as I mentioned, so OEM is going to give you some coordinates. Okay, some coordinates, and you have to match your design to those coordinates. Okay, you have to match those coordinates. That's the reason, if OEM says I want this heel point, as I mentioned, this design is done for example 95 percentile person, a person, a 95th person. So that person, if the design is made for that person, okay, then they measure the heel point. So heel point of that person is if something XYZ. Okay, then OEM will ask us to maintain the same heel point. Got it?
Yes.
Going forward, you'll understand. Okay. So these heel points may change if this track is adjusted. Okay. There will be adjustments in the track, so it can be moved front and back. Okay, mid position, front position, mid position, and rear, we can say the extreme rear. Okay, in those positions definitely these hedge points and all will change, but we call it as a design position. When you call it as design position, that means that's the standard given by the OEM, so we have to design it. For first we have to fix the design in that position. Okay, so for those coordinates we need to fix the design, and then you can move it. It is movable because it has got features like track, and it has got recliner, so it is movable. But when you design it, you have to design it for the design position. In the design position, what are the coordinates defined by the OEM? So we need to match that. That's our goal. Okay, first thing is that. Got it?
Yes.
Yeah. Okay, good. So so you are clear about E point, am I right? E point is nothing but the I point. Okay, I centroid. The midpoint is considered as I centroid, and it is 65 mm apart, and 98 mm behind that is P point, nothing but neck pivot point. So this is the P point. Okay, so to understand more clearly, we'll see one slide here. Okay, so look at this. For example, is this visible? Is this clear?
Yes.
So if you see here, this is the mannequin. For example, this is the driver. Okay, so this, if you draw a line from here, this is the center of, this is the P point here. Okay, if you draw a line exactly like this, okay, this pivot point, okay, thigh and the back, so this is the back and thigh, so this is nothing but your R point. Okay, this is your R point. Can you see it here? So this and this R point, and when you draw a line like this, a vertical line, if you take from here a vertical line, this line, okay, this is nothing but this point. A vertical line, if you draw here, a vertical line, if you draw here, okay, I think I can draw and show you here. There are some, okay, let me show you. I can just scribble it here. Okay, so if we take a line like this, okay, okay, this is one line, and this is another line which will represent the thigh line. Okay, this is again a thigh, a line which represents the thigh, something like this. Okay, so this point is nothing but this point. Okay, so this is the line, this is the line. Here angle is more, and here it is not that much. Okay, this is almost maybe a 10 degrees or less than that. Okay, so that's why he's sitting vertical, but when you see here the angle is more. Okay, so this angle is torso angle. Okay, and this one is the thigh line. Okay, this is the knee point. If you take a vertical line here and measure here, this is the thigh angle. Okay, see this one here, it is schematic, that's why it is very clear. Okay, 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 going forward I'll show you a few more pictures where it will be more clear for you. Okay, okay, so let me tell you about